The new Federal Reserve System called FedNow is set to launch in July 2023, and this is going to radically change traditional financial systems. Think of the way you pay for business services, the way you go and shop, use the cash in your own pocket, everything is going to begin to change. This is imperative you understand how this system works, what is coming, and the pros and cons to be aware of. United States of America is going digital with their currency, and you need to be ready. FedNow is a new real-time payment system that will enable businesses and consumers to send and receive payments instantly, directly between their bank accounts, using your mobile device, computers, or other digital devices. Businesses and consumers can say bye to ACH transfers, checks, wire transfers, and things that are slower and take longer to get to you. It is designed to modernize the US payments infrastructure and improve the speed, efficiency, and accessibility of payments across the entire country and even potentially globally. The Federal Reserve banks, which are responsible for providing payment and settlement services to banks and other financial institutions, are developing and operating FedNow. This project was announced in 2019 and is expected to launch in July of 2023 this year. Once launched, FedNow will be available 24/7 and 365 days a year, which means payments can be received instantly, even on holidays and weekends where an ACH transfer, wire transfer might not be available to you. The FedNow system will use the latest technology to ensure fast and secure payments. To me, it sounds like they're trying to mimic some cryptocurrencies. For example, it will be using the ISO 20022 messaging standard. Sound familiar to anyone? This is a global messaging standard for financial transactions and will incorporate the latest security features to prevent fraud and other unauthorized activities. In addition, FedNow will be built on a modernized platform that will be scalable, flexible, and support future innovations in the payment space. One of the key benefits of FedNow is that it will be available to all banks and financial institutions of any size across the entire nation. This means that even smaller banks and credit unions will be able to offer this real-time payment system for their customers. This can help level the playing field in regards to the payment industry and encourage more competition and innovation. Overall, FedNow represents an evolutionary step in the way the US payments infrastructure is going to act in the future by providing a faster, more efficient, and more accessible way of making payment. It has the potential to benefit the lives of consumers and businesses alike across the entire country. There was something I mentioned that was very important for opportunities for you guys as investors that you might have missed. It's the ISO 20022. Another important development in the world of payment infrastructure is the adoption of the ISO 222 messaging standard. This is a new messaging format that allows banks and consumers and other financial institutions to communicate better with each other. FedNow will be adopting this new ISO 222 standard, which will make it easier to receive and make instant payments. Now, you may be wondering, how does ISO 222 relate to any cryptocurrencies or an investment opportunity? Well, here you go. There are only a select small group of cryptocurrencies that even are compatible with this new messaging standard. This could present a solid investment opportunity for those interested in the future of payments, which, as we know, payments aren't going anywhere and transactions are always going to be happening. Here are some of the top cryptocurrencies that are compatible with ISO 222 that you need to take note of. Ripple XRP is one of the top cryptocurrencies that is compatible with this messaging standard. You have Quant, QNT, that is also compatible. Stellar XLM, Hedera HBAR, IOTA, IOTA, or MIOTA is the ticker, the XDC network or XDC ticker, and the final one, Algorand or Algo. Now, I just gave you a solid list of cryptocurrencies you can begin doing research on. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, and you should always do your own research when you're looking into these things. I just want to give you the info so you can now go take it even further. Don't go through this journey alone, as jumping into major opportunities like this can be very intimidating. Visit our website at soulmaniacservices.com, where you can set up a one-on-one meeting, or even if that's too intimidating, a group meeting with me, with your friends and family, where we can get you set up the right way. I can help you set up wallets and make sure you set up the right wallet, because not all wallets are created equally. I can help make sure you set up the right profiles on exchanges, and even help you answer any question you might have, because there's a lot of questions you're going to have when you start entering this technology. Let's make sure you don't make the same mistakes I did when I started my journey out. Let's get back to how the FedNow system is going to radically change traditional financial systems. First, let's talk about wire transfers. Wire transfers are a traditional payment method that transfer money from one bank account to another using a wired network. Usually this is used for large sums of money. However, wire transfers can be costly and time consuming, particularly for smaller banks or even credit unions that might not have direct access to a wire network. Additionally, wire transfers might not be available on the weekend or even holidays, which could cause a delay in payment. In contrast, this FedNow system will be available for all financial institutions, no matter their size. This means that for smaller banks and those little credit unions, will have complete access to real-time payment, which can help level the playing field and promote competition and innovation across financial institutions. And because this FedNow system is going to be available 24/7, 365, you can expect to make payments and receive payments on the weekends, holidays, anytime you need it. Now let's talk about some ACH transfers. ACH stands for Automated Clearing House, and it's a payment system that allows for electronically transferring money between bank accounts. While ACH transfers are generally cheaper than wire transfers, they are also slower. A typical processing time for an ACH transfer could take up to 1 to 2 business days to get your money. This delay of transferring funds to one account to another can be extremely inconvenient for individuals and businesses who might need to make an urgent or time-sensitive payment. In contrast, the FedNow system will be able to process and send those funds instantly, within seconds. No longer will you have to wait to get your money into your account. This could be particularly beneficial for businesses that need to pay suppliers or employees quickly, or an individual person who might need to send money instantly to a friend or family member. Overall, FedNow offers a number of advantages over traditional payment systems like wire transfers and ACH transfers. By providing instant payments that are accessible to all banks and financial institutions, FedNow has the potential to revolutionize the payment industry and improve the speed, efficiency, and accessibility for payments all across the country. One of the main benefits of FedNow is its transaction speed. With FedNow, payments can be made and received instantly, which can be particularly beneficial for businesses that rely on quick transactions and transfers. For example, if a business needs to pay a supplier for goods or services that they provided, they can do so instantly with FedNow, no longer needing to use or wait for ACH transfers to hit, or even use the even older version of like checks, which could even cause human error at the time of travel to and from a business. This can help improve cash flow and reduce the risk of late payments. I'd say, well, I'm not a business, so I don't even care about this. This doesn't affect me. Wrong. This helps person to person and person to business transactions also. Say you forgot to pay rent and rent is due today. With FedNow, you could pay your rent instantly so you don't have to get that late fee that hits. Say you go out to dinner with a bunch of friends. Don't worry, you don't need to use Venmo or Zelle anymore. You can use FedNow to instantly send money to your friend or to your family member to split the bill that you guys paid for. This is just the tip of the iceberg of thousands of ways you could use this to benefit your life. Another major benefit of using FedNow and the system that's coming out is the convenience that comes with it. FedNow will be available 24/7, 365 days a year, which means at any moment, if you need to send or receive money, you can do it. Even on weekends, on holidays, you don't have to worry about bank hours because it can do it whenever you need it to. This can be particularly beneficial for you. Say you have a medical emergency or car repair that you need to send them money instantly. With FedNow, you can. You don't have to wait for the bank. In addition to speed and convenience, This system will use the latest technology to prevent unauthorized access and against fraudulent payments that might happen on your account. For example, FedNow will use multi-factor authentication, which requires users to provide multiple forms of identification to even get access to the account. This could potentially help reduce the risk of cyber attacks and other security breaches. By providing a faster, more efficient, and more secure way of making payments, FedNow has the potential to improve financial well-being for individuals and businesses alike across the entire country of the United States. Now let's talk about centralization. FedNow is a centralized payment system that is completely controlled by the Federal Reserve. This means the Federal Reserve has complete control over the FedNow system, which means they can dictate the decisions the system makes and completely how it operates. This gives an overwhelming amount of authority over your funds to the government. Say they don't want you to shop at a specific store. They can stop any and all transactions to go to that specific business. Say you messed up and you've been doing some fishy transactions. They can stop all transactions halting out of your account or any that are coming in. And guess what? You don't have to wait a couple days until this happens. Just like your payments, they can freeze everything instantly. Unlike cryptocurrencies, which are decentralized, which keep the power to the holder of those funds. Cryptocurrencies are decentralized, meaning not one single entity controls or dictates what that system does. Instead, they operate off a network of users that help validate transactions and maintain the integrity of the system. Now, the technology FedNow is describing is almost identical to what cryptocurrencies are already doing. The FedNow system will provide instant transactions that are borderless across the entire country. Crypto already provides that. The FedNow system will provide a security by validating transactions and making sure assets and funds that are trying to be sent are actually there to prevent fraudulent activity. Cryptocurrencies do the same thing. So what is the real difference between crypto and FedNow? Who maintains the power over the currency? That's the difference. With FedNow and the CBDCs or central bank digital currencies they will use within FedNow, they will make sure they maintain complete control over your funds, transactions, and the rules you have to follow when using the FedNow system. Where with cryptocurrencies, no single entity or authority dictates what happens on that blockchain. The power stays with you, the user. No one can tell you how to use or send or receive or make payments with those funds. This for me is the number one reason why I believe the SEC is trying to crack down on crypto in the United States. They're getting ready to lay the foundation for FedNow system and the digital currency that's coming with it. They've been cracking down on crypto companies like USDC and Coinbase. These are competitors that the government has almost no control over at the moment, and they want to take control back before it's too late. Make sure you visit the link down below in the description and sign up for our email list so when we find things that are happening, we can personally send an email to you so you stay in the know. One potential limitation of the FedNow system is how much money you can actually send in these instant payments. While the exact limits have not yet been determined within the FedNow system, it's very likely there will be a cap on how much money you can actually send within this system. This means that FedNow might not be best for large transactions, which might not benefit some businesses or even individuals with using this kind of system. Real estate and other large investments might not be able to take advantage of this kind of FedNow instant payment system, which means they'll have to stick to traditional forms like wire transfers and ACH transfers that still take days or limited on availability. But who knows, maybe we'll see some innovation that down the line, this can handle large amounts of payments. Another potential limitation to the FedNow system is its availability. While the FedNow system is completely digital and is supposed to be available 24/7, 365 days a year, anyone who's ever used tech knows there's maintenance or technical issues that happen, potentially cause the entire system to go down for a period of time, which could affect businesses and individuals that need to make instant transactions. In terms of fees, we have no idea what this system will cost as of right now. However, it is possible there will be fees in order to use this system, which could prevent individuals or businesses from using it if the fees are too great. It's also very likely that as this system begins coming out, banks will begin competing against their fees, causing ACH transfers and wire transfers to maybe even be cheaper option to the FedNow system. The final con is that right now the FedNow system is only available in the United States. This means it may not be available for cross-border payments, which could require the use of completely alternative payment systems. There is some talk on the website when I was reading through it that there is potential for borderless payments in the future. It is also very possible that other countries will begin making their own instant payment systems that'll be competitors against the FedNow system. Overall, while the FedNow system does look like it offers a ton of benefits, it's very important to always look at what the cons and limitations might be on a new system like this. Businesses and individuals should carefully consider whether this system is right for you or if another option is better. One potential impact the FedNow system has on the banking industry is that businesses and individuals might completely transfer over to these instant payment systems like FedNow. Traditional payment systems like ACH transfers and wire transfers can still take up to several days and include additional fees on top of that. By contrast, FedNow offers instant payments, which will help cash flow and more efficient payment services for suppliers, consumers, and individuals alike. This could lead to competition and increased innovation in the financial sector, as banks and other financial institutions have to scramble to find better payment options that they can provide their customers. This could really harm the banking industry and completely change the traditional way we do payments. We've already seen plenty of other banks go under this year. I wonder if we're going to see even more. Another potential impact FedNow system will have on our traditional banking institutions is that we might not no longer need cash or checks completely. Check this video right up here if you want to see the CBDC video I talk about of what a central bank digital currency is and how America is planning on implementing it in our normal economy. These traditional payment processing systems can be costly and time consuming to process, as they still require physical handling and are still subject to fraud or theft when it's getting moved around. By contrast, the FedNow system offers a secure and efficient way of making payments for our future, which will most likely help reduce the use of cash and checks for the long run. We might no longer need those completely. In addition to these benefits and the way it's going to affect the banking system, FedNow might help promote financial inclusion within our country. By offering this FedNow system with instant payments to small banks and financial institutions, no matter their size or resources, FedNow could help level the playing field to make sure businesses and individuals alike all have access to fast, reliable payments that are secure. This could be extremely beneficial for businesses and individuals who rely on quick payment processing systems that might not have the resources to afford other types of systems that are out there. Overall, the impact of FedNow on the banking industry and businesses will depend on a variety of factors, including the fees and limitations associated with using the system, as well as the level of adoption and competition within the market. Our government is going to want to push adoption and get this implemented as soon as possible. The talk of digital currency within our country has been a hot one, and this is just the foundation that's getting ready and poured. So when we get ready to do complete digital currency within our country, this is how it's going to be used. As the FedNow system approaches, there's a few things businesses and individuals can do to prepare for this launch in July of 2023. Firstly, it's very important to stay informed on any changes that might happen to this FedNow system. The Federal Reserve will most likely begin to release more and more info as we get closer to July of this year. So it's a good idea to keep an eye out for any news or announcements that are coming out on major news platforms or even going and visiting their website. Go down in the description below where you can find the link to the FedNow system website, and you can deep dive into all the things they're providing or going to be planning on doing and implementing with this system. And you can go double check my work and see there it's coming in July of this year. It's also very important to make sure you understand the fees that are associated with the FedNow system. You don't want to get blindsided with fees that you start getting hit and ticked off on every single transaction you do. Make sure you know what they're taking when you use the system. Preparing for the launch of the FedNow system requires staying informed, speaking with banks and other financial institutions on how they're going to implement it and how you can make sure you are taking advantage of it, and familiarizing yourself with how you can use the FedNow system in banks or websites that you have on your own. I mean, you're already taking a great step now being in a YouTube video, understanding how the system works before it's even out. Let me know down in the comments below, is this something you're excited for, or does the FedNow system actually scare you? If you're enjoying this video, please subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to understand how the FedNow system works. Make sure you hit the notification bell too so you can stay informed when blockchain technology and other important economic change happens in our world.